Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, slow parenting family from across the globe. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Slow Parenting Podcast on Nostalgia Media. My name is Richie Adewusi. I am your regular host. It's not me, it's me. Okay, it is me. All right. So today, I might be smiling, but I'm not smiling on the inside. Um, I received a very disturbing video this morning. This morning. Today, Wednesday, the 19th of November, 2025. I received a very disturbing video from a mother, a school owner, who was equally very disturbed and was like, what can we do about this? And I said to her, well, coincidentally, we are discussing purity today. Okay, we're discussing purity, integrity, trustworthiness, all of that package on today's episode of the Slow Parenting Podcast, taken from the backdrop of Christ Esteem. Okay, and it's not a video I can share. It's not a video anybody right thinking to share in the public space. So I deleted the video immediately. The mother who sent it to me, the school owner who sent it to me was so disturbed, was like, I can't share this with the parents forum, but I know you run this program. What? We can talk in parables around it. We can allude to, I can, and it all comes down to parenting, really. It all comes down to parenting, really. Having time, knowing your children, letting your children know what they should do or not do, even when you are not watching. Even when you are not around. Of course, if I'm like, what? Where are his parents? Maybe if they were traced, it could be, well, we went to work, we went to make money. Yeah, you will make money. Yeah, you will make money, of course. I thought of all the damages that were contained in that one video. All the damages in the life of that boy. This was a boy, he couldn't have been older than 6, maybe maximum 7. And the tragedy of this situation is that most times, even as programmers, even as advocates, even as educators, we mostly focus on the girl child. Yeah. We mostly focus on the girl child. And we neglect the boys, thinking, well, they're immune to any. They're not immune. As that video horribly, gruesomely portrayed. We will do everything to guard, shield, cover our girl children. Yes, we should. We must. But the point here is that it should be for both the boys and the girls, because the boys are also open to abuse. Once again, as portrayed in that video. I know some of you listening to me here, watching here now, or at whatever time you get to see this podcast, you will probably know about stories. You will know here that I've heard about things. This was obviously a house girl, a house help that will be maybe 17, 18, making out with this 6, 7-year-old boy and filmed it, telling the boy what to do. And my mind just went to so many crazy things. Infection, the boy's mental health, going forward, growing up, relating with other persons, other schoolmates later. So many, I'm like, what? I felt like launching a campaign, we must find this girl, we must find. But then when you're launching that campaign, we must find, what are you doing? You're going to be posting that video. When you're posting that video, what are you doing? There's an issue with that already. In legal terms, yeah, it's child pornography to start with. So I had to delete it immediately. And then all I can do is what I'm doing now, talk about it. And talk to you, parents. And like I said, luckily today, we're talking about purity. And we're saying model, showcase, show off purity. You must be the one to show off purity to your children by the reason of the fact that you know you are showing off Christ, through showing off good conduct, purity, your action, your behavior, with your body, with your speech, with your relationship issues, so that your children are looking at that video. That wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time that situation would have happened. And this teenage girl was straight-faced, so no emotions, nothing. And you wonder, as our children grow up, why they behave in them. When we leave them with strangers, if that boy had been mentored, parented, to be able to report untoward things happening with him or around him from whoever, the same way we mentor, parent our girl children. Yes, the girl children would tell them, if anybody tell me, it doesn't happen with the boys. It really does. You can say, well, I do good with my children, both male and yeah, you, good luck, good for you. It really happens with the boy. It's assumed that they're okay, nothing will happen to them. But this video makes a nonsense of that belief that, oh, nothing. When I was discussing this with my team, okay, the young people who work with me, one of them said, sure, well, it's because nobody really talks much about this. I went to an all-boys school. Listen, parents, please. I went to an all-boys school. And then there was something that used to happen. An all-boys school. And you wonder why somebody, you will be saying I am shim in the society, meaning it's not longer sure whether it's a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, shim out there. All boys school. And she said, look, and there were cases, there were incidents that pupil students will go inside the toilet to, do crazy things for snacks in exchange to get snacks from those who could buy them. those who have this. Can you imagine? And I told them during in the course of that meeting, and I said, wow. I said, when we were growing up, our mother, we would go out to visit whoever, family, friends, family members, extended family members. You already know, it doesn't need to tell you anything in that public. They will give you things. They don't born you well to eat it. If somehow, if for some reasons you substitute your brain with sawdust temporarily and you eat whatever it is, she won't say anything in that public. You don't know, you'll be there. By the time you are getting inside the vehicle, I'm sorry, those people in child welfare, well, sorry, this is what is causing this problem. My mother will give that person a backhand in short. Your brain will reset. You won't need any psychiatrist to reset your brain. No, it's the backhand will reset your brain. And of course, yes, you will collect. You don't say collect, okay, you collect. Remember, this is a parenting program. I'm talking about my own upbringing. Yeah. Parents, you need to make efforts. Purity, conduct, integrity, being dependability. So it's not just about when you get to, no, it's from now. That boy, am I blaming him? It's his parents. If anybody, just like you say to the girl, if anybody tell me, is everything okay here? They probably wouldn't see. There's no way that those kind of things will happen to a child that it won't affect the mood. So the parents didn't notice nothing. Because like I said, looking at what happened in that wouldn't be the first time that would be happening. So the parents will come back and do nothing. This is nothing. So you go anywhere. Somebody visits friends, family members, uncles, aunties, and give us money. Yeah, go and spend it. When the person goes, all of us will take the money to go and show our mother. Say, go and put it in your piggy bank. Good. But you have to take it to show to the mommy. Mama, see, the money uncle gets, oh, good. Where do you put it? Piggy bank. You go and put it. Not that they give you money, you now go somewhere and go and buy what? Some people call it harshness, not harshness. No. Indulgence has so much problem in parenting. Indulgence have polluted purity. Indulgence has, and somebody reminded me, said, why are you surprised? Did you not hear of a case of a secondary school girl on holiday in Dubai? And all? I say it's not about, did I not hear? Would it now be because some people decide to take left turns, or okay, we must all now leave our children to take left turns? No, no. To point out that things have happened in certain places is not the reason for which, you know, um, it's not the reason for which we now must join up to behave in that particular way. Okay. So, purity. We must, as parents, be the ones to show. And showing means also being available. We can't overemphasize that. We're busy. Parents are busy doing their chores, going to work, earning the money with which to pay this bill, pay that bill, upbringing of the school fees, and yeah, necessarily. But we must play that balancing act well. The persons for whom we are toiling, of what good, of what use would it be that we would have toiled and paid all those bills? And at the end of the day, we were asking ourselves, what happened? How did this happen? It happened because we are not paying attention. It happened because we don't equip them with information, skills, negotiation skills, refusal skills, with which to make informed decisions when we are not available. Okay? And that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. Okay? That shouldn't be the issue. Because I'm trying to make sure that this. Sorry. No, sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, but at the same time, I'm actually trying to calm myself down. I'm still really disturbed about that video. But thank God we are on a program like this. We can talk about issues like that. We need to protect our children from both physical, emotional, well, part of the psychological abuse. By guarding and guiding what they watch, what they pay attention to, what they play with, who they play with, how they play. And you are modeling those by what you are doing with them, what you are seeing you do. And still in the course of this morning's meeting, from discussing the same video with my team, another team member was like, well, look, a mother went to school to fight a school teacher. Listen, parents, this morning, I heard this morning too, from one of my team members. As I was sharing the outrage I felt, I still feel over that video. A parent went to go and fight the school teacher that the child beat the child in school. And they dragged the teacher out. Why did you wipe my child? You beat my child. And long story short, the school authorities And I think that's also not right. If that kind of a thing happens, what should you do first? You call the parents to come to the school immediately. You don't wait for the child to go back and the parents come back to come and fight. So what are you going to do? What if the mother did not come to come and challenge you? Why did you beat my child? So in certain the school authorities, certain said, look, do you even know why the teacher had to discipline your child? I was curious. I was waiting to hear what the story was. And the conclusion of the story was horrendous. And the team member said, well, when they said the schools, they seized the phone, the child's phone. The first thing was that the teacher saw uh, a school session. Sorry, the child playing with a phone in class, and they thought that what was just happening was just that the phone, you know, the child shouldn't play with phone in class. Okay, but unfortunately, yeah, but unfortunately, sorry about that. Somebody's trying to join us on the stream and then is having some technical problem. We're just trying to give direction. I'm sorry. All right. So when the when this boy's mother saw what this boy was showing the classmates, that the teacher thought he was just going to, why are you playing phone in class? No? And the teacher looked at and was like, what? The boy went to film the parents, his mother and his father. We're talking purity here, please. We're not, please, yeah, we're talking. We're talking purity here. Sorry. How did that boy, how was he able to get into the parents' bedroom without them noticing that he was there, to the extent that he filmed them and took the video to go to show his friends at school? Can you imagine that? What kind of a home environment would engender that, would encourage that, would make it possible for that child to do that? But he did. But he did. And the mother didn't know whether to ask the ground to open up so she could fall inside it, the ground swallow her up and whatever. Like the question now became, where and where has the child shared this video? Who had seen this video? But the first question should be, why would that video have been made at all? You are parents, you are not doing anything wrong as a couple, yes. But then, under what circumstance? Your bedroom door don't have key. Even if you didn't lock your bedroom, how did you bring your children up to know that my bedroom door is locked? Whenever this door is closed, don't even knock. Don't even bother knocking. Yes. You have those. There's a reason we keep talking about boundaries. Agreeing on boundaries, setting boundaries. There's a reason why we talked about agreeing on boundaries and consequences. So in that environment, if there are sufficient boundaries that are agreed on, that child would not even dare get into that room in the first place, not to talk of filming anything. Even if for any reason he or a child accidentally bumps in, it could happen, it does happen, you bump into your parents, whether one of them or both of them, in some inappropriate moment, you embarrassingly leave or whatever. It's still a family, but then to still have the mind film your parents. We're talking purity here. What led that child to that point? How, in which planet were the parents that they didn't notice that their child was filming them? Okay, I'm going to leave you to watch the video that we produced for this episode, so that when we come back, we'll continue on this, and then we also take there are so many questions, there are so many comments and questions from community members. So when we return, we will do that. Let's see the video that we produced for this episode, okay?
Parents, stay with this video until the end. What you are about to hear could transform how your children grow, the choices they make, and the kind of lives they build. Purity in children is not just a rule or a nice idea. It is the very principle that allows their lives to be fruitful and steady over the long haul. In Christ Esteem, Dr. Richie Adewusi teaches that the strength of a child, and the fruitfulness of a family, is shaped by what flows unseen, the thoughts they nurture, the eyes they guard, and the boundaries they learn to respect. He writes, "Purity is what helps you to be sustainably fruitful. It is not just a concept. It is the daily discipline that keeps hearts, minds, and bodies aligned with God's design and purpose." Children notice more than we realize. They observe the glances we correct, the temptations we help them resist, and the ways we guide them to honor God even when no one else is watching. Each of these moments speaks louder than words. When parents consistently demonstrate and guide children in purity, they are creating a template for integrity, strength, and lasting influence in their lives. Here are 5 ways to help children grow up surrounded and strengthened by purity. 1. Integrate purity into everyday routines. Purity should not be confined to rules or conversations about right and wrong. Help children see it woven into ordinary life. The books they read, the media they consume, the games they play, and the ways they interact with friends. Explain why certain choices matter, not to scare or restrict them, but to show that living pure is living wisely. When children internalize these patterns, purity becomes a natural part of their character, not an abstract principle. 2. Guide their thoughts and attention. What children dwell on shapes them far more than fleeting moments of distractions. Help them learn to redirect wandering thoughts, choose what they watch or listen to carefully, and reflect on God's word regularly. When children develop this discipline, they understand that purity begins in the unseen corners of the mind and heart, shaping decisions before actions are even required. 3. Encourage prayer and reflection. Make prayer a regular rhythm for children, not just during difficult moments. Short prayers before meals, before tests, or during times of decision teaches them that self-control, discernment, and intentional choices are acts of faith. When children connect their decisions to God's guidance, they learn that purity is nurtured, not imposed. 4. Celebrate self-discipline and integrity. Notice and acknowledge the small victories in your children's lives. Honesty when it is hard, patience when waiting, or kindness in moments of frustration. Celebrating these moments shows children that purity is not about perfection or fear of failure, but about consistent, deliberate steps toward honor, respect, and God-centered living. 5. Model purity through your guidance and examples. Children learn primarily by watching. When parents guide them to respect their bodies, guard their gazes, manage their thoughts, and make wise decisions, children internalize that purity is attainable. Consistent parental guidance demonstrates that a life lived with integrity and discernment produces fruits that last, a life of influence, trustworthiness, and blessings. Purity is not something children inherit automatically. It is cultivated through observation, reflection, and the environment parents create. Through Christ Esteem, your guidance shows your children how to keep their hearts, minds, and bodies aligned with God's design and purpose. When children grow in purity, they are equipped to live fruitfully, courageously, and intentionally. Pause today and reflect. Are your home decisions and practices shaping your children with clarity, integrity, and strength? Are you guiding them in the kind of world? Share this message with another parent who needs encouragement today. And remember to like, comment, follow, and subscribe to the #SlowParentingPodcast for more insightful videos like this. Not just hacks, but heart.
Welcome back. Well, the video itself, I believe it's straightforward, self-explanatory about what the challenges and actions that are needed to guide your children towards purity needs to be. So the challenges are, and what you need to do to, prepare your children to have information and skill with which to make informed decisions to guard against or guard their purity and behave appropriately, even in settings that you were not available. Okay. I'm sure some of us listening might not feel, okay, what's the big deal? Why is he feeling as if that's the end of the world? It's a big deal. It's really a big deal. That boy, my concern is who is going to become, what's going to, from that point, that housekeeper would move on with her life. Whatever has led her to do that, for whatever reason she did that, she will move on. But this child, and the tragedy of it is that the parents might still not know. Okay? So it's a tragedy. Okay. So we have some comments from community members here. They say, how do I guide my child back to purity after discovering explicit content on their phone? Start from where that started. What were your boundaries? What did you agree on ab initio? Let's go back to that. And if you hadn't started, if you hadn't set any boundaries, if you hadn't, first, go and look in the mirror, blame yourself first, But don't do anything crazy. No, you still need to be around so that you can go and clean up what you should have done first. Go back to the child, apologize. Sorry, this is not okay, but I didn't handle this well initially. But then this is not the kind of, then begin to talk about what should be instead of that. It's the viewing has started already, so it's going to take you're going to pay more attention. It's going to have to put more efforts, yes, in cleaning up first and replacing, and you now have to be a lot more constant in that conversation. Yes. Okay. Being honest, is it even possible to keep our children pure in this day and age? It is. Boundary, your culture, your tradition, your family etiquette, your family values, you have. What did you do? Maybe, I don't want to sound, please. Is it possible that you didn't pay attention to those yourself? Then that's a bigger problem. So even if you didn't, for any reason, like we tell parents, as mothers, fathers, that you had some painful experiences growing up. It's not the reason for which you say, well, don't worry, when you will understand very soon. No, no. You are a parent to not only give them food, give them clothes, buy them things, no. To help their physical, physiological, psychological, well, emotional growth and development. So you share your experiences. We've said this previously severally on this program. If there's a reason you had an experience that you're not proud of, that share it with your children. Let them know this is the reason why I'm saying, please don't do this. Please don't go to these places. Even if you don't have any such experiences, we've said it severally. Go to our YouTube channel. You find several videos where this has been the issue. There are many videos online of other people that had such. Go and look for those videos. Say, watch this. You say, wow, is that who you want to become? No, mom, or no, dad. Well, I thought so too. I didn't think that's who you want to become. But so from what I've seen from that, that's likely where, no, then don't only point fault out. Don't dwell on the fault. Focus, even when you are pointing misdeeds or wrongdoings out, do so with the back, with the view of you have the right way to go behind you, and then you bring it out and say, okay, it's not this way. It needs to be like this. And then you reinforce. That conversation continues. Like we say in talk therapy, you continue. It's in your conversation. And communication is not only verbal, but in your verbal and non-verbal cues as you relate in your home with your children. I have said when I was talking about eat something or not, that issue of don't eat, my mother will not say anything, but she'll only look at you. Just look. And it's not that kind of, no, you will look at you, you know you are dead. They've just not buried you. Nobody needs to tell you. Even your siblings will be like, okay. They will get quiet because they know you are dead. She only just looked at you. And move her and continue with her conversation or whatever she's doing. Because you know. So it's about what you have set down, what you have agreed, what you have discussed. Don't hold your children accountable for what you did not share with them, with the training you did not give them. Hold yourself accountable, but then correct the mistakes and apologize. Okay? What is number one thing parents should do from day one to ensure their children remain as pure as possible in all aspects? Share your family values, your traditional values, your family etiquettes, and the penal codes of the society in which you live. Agree on boundaries, agree on consequences for breaking boundaries, enforce rules. It's not that your home is a military barrack, no. But they say when there's no law, there's no crime. Okay? Agree on things. Own the boundaries. Don't set this from today, you don't do this. No, sit down, agree with them, discuss, and agree, set the boundaries. And okay, what should, if somebody does this now, we say it won't be right. We agree this shouldn't be okay. Yes, okay. When somebody now, what should happen? Don't dictate. Let it come from them. Remember, the payoff is not the punishment. The payoff is that they remember, they know they shouldn't do this. And once it happens, they know that there's a consequence. So it's not the magnitude of the consequence, it's that there is something they know is coming for doing this wrong. Which also means at times when you see that the person was really not there, you can say, don't do it again. Okay. Do you think there's anything wrong with children using foul language only when they are frustrated? Foul language is not acceptable at any time. Managing frustration and anger, managing your emotions is part of growing up. You don't indulge children and say, well, you're just throwing tantrum. No. This is not. No. Look, in the book, 7.5 Temptation, I share a story of what we have. My mother, you see, somebody will say, why does he keep talking? I will talk about what I know, and it served me well, it served my children well, it served so many other young people I've mentored over time. Well, my mother disciplines you over something, you can't cry, you can't make a sound. If you make any sound, she starts over. My mother is disciplining in the house. You run outside, you go to the next building or the next compound, you get out to the street. No, so you can't do that. It's not possible. So you be there and take your medicine like a man or a woman, depending on, yeah, you take your medicine. That means you know, yeah, tantrum, where, how? It's indulgence. It starts from there. Then medical science, neuromedical science has come up with so many things now that we use to excuse bad behavior in children. The same bad behavior our parents will use backhand to reset, and that your DHD will disappear. One time. I'm not encouraging child abuse. Discipline, parenting, and there's a lot of harm that certain government guidelines are done to create some set of human beings that we don't know who they are again. Because in certain societies, the law has made it almost impossible for parents to parent their children. But you still parent your children. Then what happens to that parent? You see, this is one question I ask when people are excusing certain group of people and say they are Gen Z, they're Gen Z. I say, okay, that person is Gen Z today. Eh? He's not going to have children. No, he's not going to have children. So when he now has children, what is going to tell his or her own children? So what we are doing is we are enabling indulgence. We are normalizing bad behavior with name tag of generations. All of us grew up, we had our issues while we were growing up. Our parents didn't label us anything. Well, they tried. They called some people. There was a popular medication in Nigeria, is M&B. A man beat children. Or they call you cow and gate children. That's baby formula. Okay, so if you drank the traditional baby formula, pap, ogi, yeah? What is pap? Ogi, akamu. If you drank it, go and Google. If you don't understand Nigerian, yeah, ask AI what is ogi or what is akamu. AI will tell you. Yeah, ogi, OGI, ogi. Ask AI will tell you. Not pap. Pap doesn't come close. What pap? No. Okay. It's cornmeal. It's not even cornmeal. It's meal. It's the ingredient is corn, millet, or sorghum, depending on which. Okay, good. Do you believe cameras in every room at home is necessary in order to monitor nannies and also help children? Helicopter parenting is not helpful. You should not allow. Don't make. I don't agree. They say, do I believe or do I don't believe. Play your role. Have cameras in. Cameras can be in certain necessary environments if you can afford them. Okay. As a matter of fact, the camera should be there for deterrent. Should not record anything, really. But when the children know or the house know that something, they will behave. So you don't film, but not the outdoor ones, okay? Not the security ones outdoor. But for you to watch your children every step they take, that's not what we're talking about here. If you know your children, if you have let them know what you believe in or what you don't believe in, of course there will be that child that would choose to take a left turn when everybody's going right. That's an exception to the rule. You deal with such children as you don't use one size fits all, whether for the left turners or the right turners. Know that your children are different, just like you were different from your siblings when you were growing up. Even if you are a single child, even if you are an only child, you had cousins, you had neighbors, so you are not the only child in the whole world. You related with people. Somehow you survived. Your parents parented you to the point that you survived to have so you have a responsibility to do the same for your children. Please. So I don't believe that you should rely on gadgets to do your parenting work for you. No. No. Films from monitoring cameras are secondhand information. The incidents would have happened. All you will be doing is you are reacting. You should take preemptive steps by teaching, talking, mirroring what your children should copy. Remember, we keep saying this. Your children want to be you. First and foremost, they don't want to be anybody else. It's you they want to be like. So be intentional about what you are doing that they are seeing you do. Okay? How did you monitor what your children watch on TV when they were growing up? We discussed. And they will be the one, they have the remote and say, no, you're not, you'll be where you are sitting and you're listening, you feel good. Yeah, okay, you succeeded. They'll be the ones to, something comes up, it's either they will turn around or they'll take the remote and change it. If it's a children cartoon or something they are watching, and then what the offensive material is an advert or something, they will turn away to that thing to go because they don't want to not watch their cartoon. As a matter of fact, at some point, it was my children that made me to know that Tom and Jerry was a violent. I used to like Tom and Jerry. I still like Tom and Jerry. They are the ones who pointed out the level of violence. Yes, in Tom and Jerry, which is true. Why must it be that everything must be broken to everything and everybody's laughing? They are scattering the house. They are burning things down. Bombs are going up. Violence. My children pointed out that I said, but you're watching it. Yeah. I said, but we just want you to know. Okay. Before I knew that there were some coded meanings about different episodes of The Simpsons. Is it The Simpsons? I think it's Simpsons. You know, the ones with the yellow, yeah. They're the ones who point out and see what these people are saying. This, what happened to so time or what? It's like, this is like foretelling diplomacy in international affairs. And I'm like, whoa, really? And now I started seeing such analogies on the Wall Street Journal, on CNN, on MSNBC. I'm like, whoa, really? And they are cartoons. Cartoons are supposed to be children's stuff. So adults go and hide stuff inside cartoons. So I monitor by saying, we agreed. And by themselves, even when you are not there, they will walk you on, they put the thing off and change the channel. And today, I have peace. Yep. I know they're bringing their children up, their own children, they're bringing their own children up in ways that, yeah, okay. Another form of impurity people see as normal in children is cheating during exam. What do parents need to tell children in order to pressure them not to pressure them into? Appreciate the effort your children are making. In 7.5 Temptations, there's a chapter we said the temptation for demanding for 110% and no less. And we said, by all means, encourage your children to prosper, or rather to succeed. But don't push your children to succeed by all means. Don't be the one paying teachers to pass them in exams or tests to make them come first. They're watching. Those are activities. You don't be the one, even those your casual conversations you have on your telephone, you're talking with your friends or what happened. What do you talk about at home? What do they see you do about the work you are doing? Yeah. Okay? Those are the things that would tell them don't. There's one of the flyers for the promo for this particular episode was a mother talking on the phone to somebody, and the two of her children are behind her, one holding her mouth saying, and what was it that was happening? The mother said, I've told you to stop calling me. I'm a married woman. I don't want to be in any affair. The children had that. It will leave a mark on their understanding of relationship and all of that. And if it's in a family that they have communication relationship with themselves, if it's my son will come and ask you, what was happening? What was that about? You share. Don't say, come on, you don't understand. No, it becomes to their level. We say old enough to ask question, any question at all is old enough to give age-appropriate answer or response. Okay? What should parents do when they have done everything possible to bring up their children in the right way and children decide to become wayward? Pray. Keep talking. And pray. In whatever language you understand, in whatever faith you pray. Do all that you need to do. Keep doing. Don't stop. Don't give up. Even when you're praying, don't stop. Try not to stop. Especially when those children are still under your roof. Yes. People who are living by themselves, they're still your children. They take their decision, but you just let them know the likely consequences of decisions. They're adults, they make their own choices, but you let them know the consequences of their actions. And when those consequences come, okay, this may sound wrong to many people, but I honestly believe that people should not have children if they plan to just leave them at the... at home all week with nannies. Parents ought to have sorted out their time before having kids. You know what some people say? They will tell you it's easier said than done. But what we say is that parenting is a team event. It's not a solo race. And it's best performed by parents who make conscious and intentional decisions to work together. Conscious and intentional decisions include deciding when you go to work, who should be at home, do different things, even if the pay might not be what, have that conversation. And like this person said, if seriously, you don't have children for the sake of, okay, other people are also having children. Having children is not one of the, you went to school to get a university degree because your friends were going. You didn't know why you went to school. It's not the same thing with having children. If you are not prepared to be a parent, a good parent, don't have children. There's no sentiment. Because somebody brought you up. That person might not even have, you might have your resentment about that. Having your own children is your opportunity to now do the right thing. So do the right thing, okay? It is sad, but most young boys hail themselves for having sexual interactions with adult men as a thing of pride, not knowing the depth of damage. Well, still the same thing. Parenting. What do you tell your boys? What do you tell your girls? Like I said at the top of this program, most parents focus on their girl children. Everything is about protect, but they leave the boys. Don't leave your boys. Don't leave your boys. That boy, why was I saying that I can't take off my head off? I can't remove what I saw. I can't erase, because it's going to have consequences going forward for that child in relationships with other people. Okay. Well, incidentally, we are at that point of the program when we say it's been a good ride, a long ride. But at the same time, remember, we had said some episodes behind that we'll be rounding up this, well, season 7 of the Slow Parenting Podcast. This is episode 12. So next week will be episode 13. And we will be taking a break from the live stream. You will still have our short videos on the Slow Parenting YouTube channel. You'll still find that there. But we will take a break from our live streams till sometime in the middle of January 2026. Okay? But we'll still be here. We'll still communicate with our communities, the people we counsel with, people that send us messages directly, direct messages, people that we take phone calls to counsel one-on-one on, and on the phone. We'll still continue with those. But the live stream, we'll be redesigning, trying to change around one or two things. But then we have one last episode next week, okay? So until then, please remember, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do us a favor. Help us to go. Subscribe to the Slow Parenting Podcast on YouTube. And then please always send us your comments. Like this community members who we responded to their comments, who helps us to grow more, to discuss more, to share more. Okay, and please share this live stream with your friends. The video you watched is there in our YouTube channel, the Slow Parenting Podcast on YouTube. You could go, or you could go to Richie Adewusi TV, whichever one is easier for you to get access. You'll find all of those videos there, and then you could share and on with your friends, family members, and colleagues. Okay, so thank you so very much. Until we come your way again next week, this same time, next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada, and 7 p.m. West African Time, including Nigeria. This is saying bye-bye. My name is still Richie Adewusi. See you in the next one.